Hey, so I'm Cryptic. Welcome to another video. This one is, again, one day late. I'm sorry about that. I was on time until my laptop died. It erased everything. I had to start over. All my progress was gone. This week's subject is Tsubaki, as voted on in the Soul Eater Amino group, and our topic is another OC review, which was also voted on in the Amino group. The random OC winner goes by the name of May Rana. The creator's account currently goes by Jeremy. I'm not sure if I pronounced her name right. We'll see as I look through her profile. Hopefully it gives like a little how to pronounce her name. So let's see. So first of all, I'd like to say that their character is still a work in progress. The bio sheet is not complete. Everything still seems to be a whip. So her name is spelled M-A-I, and it's pronounced like May. I think that's cute. I think, isn't that like an Overwatch character's name too? I'm pretty sure May is my favorite out of all the ones I've seen. The meaning means coyote. I don't know which, if that's the English meaning or that's a new American meaning for it. No middle name. Her last name, that's the one I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing correctly. It's Rona. It's similar to the German meaning battle gods. Again, I'm not sure if that's accurate. She has a nickname. Her nickname is Scar. Apparently it's a more negative nickname. It makes fun of a scar that she has on her back. Her birth date is 6/8/2003. She's female. Alignment is neutral. Sexuality is bi. Zodiac Gemini. Birthstone Alexandrite. Okay, so her appearance. So I'm gonna read it first and then go back up to like what she's wearing in the picture because that's different than what they list. So she's 14, but she appears 16. She's about 5'10". Her weight is 118. I think that might be a little too underweight. Her skin tone is light brown. From what I've gotten, like the vibes I'm getting is that she may be of Latino heritage or maybe Native American. I'm not sure. The whole coyote vibe and how the color of her skin and a lot of the things she likes, like, I'm getting a very, like southern Texas, maybe Mexico, that kind of thing, that kind of thing. Her hair is mainly brown with a small amount of black on the side. It's extremely short, her hair. Her eyes are hazel. She doesn't wear any, makeup except for maybe sometimes lipstick. And it says that she has a birthmark on her left thigh. It doesn't specify what that birthmark looks like. I'm gonna turn off my phone. There we go. So her list of clothing is different than what she's drawn in. I really like the outfit that she's drawn in. It appears to be a jean jacket, a like bandaging kind of top, a jean, like half jean shorts, half jean pants, and maybe almost knee-length high tops. I forget the name of the shoe. I'm pretty sure I said that right. It appears she wears fingerless gloves, a black belt, and a shock collar. We'll get more into that later because it's mentioned a little bit later. All the clothing items she wears listed in the appearance section of her bio, it's all very casual looking, like comfy, flowy. It's not like tight or anything. So in her personality now. So some of this, okay, so it says her average mood is antisocial. I'm not sure, since she's themed after a coyote, if she should be antisocial. I'm pretty sure coyotes within other coyotes are super, sociable. You know what, maybe that might make sense, because if she's like a person, and she's also a coyote or something, she wouldn't really interact with people who aren't like her. It says when she's happy when others call her a coyote, not a dog, and she gets really angry when people call her a dog. So she's got like a pet peeve about specifics, like, no, I'm not a dog, I'm a coyote. Get it right, please. A lot of her like emotions from like sadness, fear, confusion, that's all like pretty typical. It says she gets sad when her friends get hurt. That's very typical. The fear one, it says that she's afraid of lightning, which is common, but the one that stuck out was she gets scared when she thinks someone has the remote for her shock collar. I want to know why she just doesn't take off her shock collar in the first place. Insecurities, when people point out the scar on her back. I noticed that the jean jacket that she's wearing in the picture, maybe if she wore more clothes that would cover her back, less people would see the scar, unless she's like trying to, embrace her scar and show it off. But it might be more helpful for that character if, she doesn't want anyone to see it, that her clothing, covers it, something covers it. Motivation. Motivation is curiosity, which I think is pretty cool, because she wants to learn more about humans. That's why she's there, apparently. One of her dreams, so like her goals, she wants to figure out and find who gave her the scar on her back and the shock collar. So what I'm getting is people who hurt her or whatever put that shock collar on her. Why can't she take that shock collar off? I know her bio's incomplete, so we'll probably get into that in like a backstory area, or maybe it's going to be revealed through short stories, but it's really intriguing. I want to know where and who put those shock collars on her and like gave her the scar, but like, why can't she take it off? Is it magically charmed? Is it just like super padlocked, but still couldn't you be able to like get it off somehow? She likes really like sweet foods, I'm seeing. Like her favorite drink is soda, like any soda. Her favorite sweet is churros. Favorite food is enchiladas. That's not really sweet, but of course her favorite animal is a coyote. Favorite time of day, late at night, obviously, because that matches with the coyote thing. Her good habits is she spends most of her time outside, tells random jokes, watches the sunset. Bad habits, doesn't talk to others that much, sleeps a lot, doesn't make eye contact. The last one for the bad habits, that fits really well. Doesn't make eye contact, because I don't know, in our area there's a lot of coyotes, and the coyotes in our area, they're like scaredy cats. I mean, they seem threatening at first, like if they grab a chicken or something, all you have to do is like yell at them, they'll drop the chicken and they'll run away because they're scared of us. But I don't know how that is in other places. But it makes sense, if it was connected to her, species or whatever, that it was hard for her to make eye contact. Her sanity, it says she's slowly losing it, but I don't know why still. Is it because she can't find, the people who put that shock collar on her? Is it because of the scar? In physical disorders, it lists the big scar on her back as one. I don't think you should really list a scar as a physical disorder, because it's not really a disorder. It's just like physical, not really blemish, just appearance on her. Because I have a lot of scars on my body from multiple accidents and stuff, but it doesn't really, it's not a disorder. Mental disorders, anxiety, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is both bipolar and OCD. Those weren't really mentioned before. I want to know what her symptoms are and if they actually affect her, because I'm not picky when people say their character has a lot of mental issues or whatever. I know that's a huge one for people that are like Sorry, but it's unrealistic for your character to have that, but it just depends on if those side effects actually affect your character. Bipolar is really hard for me to describe. It's one of the, out of like the 3 listed, it's the one I know the least about. I know it's a lot more difficult to handle than the mainstream media portrays it as. It's not just suddenly 1 minute you're mad and now the next minute you're happy. It's not like that. Not like black and white. And then with the OCD, like, does she actually have OCD, or is she just a little picky about, you know, how things are? Like, if she saw a crooked picture, would she fix it, even though she wasn't allowed to? Would it be the end of the world to her, or would it just slightly annoy her? Does she have rituals that she has to do that if she doesn't do it, she thinks something horrible is gonna happen? Like, and it's not just like, you know, being clean or anything. It like really negatively impacts those people's lives. Like, my little sister has OCD. It's not just her having to be clean. It has to be like, she has to have things an exact specific way, or she just starts panic. It's just a panic. It's not like, you know, the mainstream media portrays it. So I just want to clarify that if she does have bipolar disorder and OCD, you might want to either like flesh it out more, have her be like actually affected by those disorders, not just be like she has them and then it never comes up. And make sure that, you know, you get the symptoms right. Just be careful with those. And then so her addictions, it says she's addicted to soda. Makes sense. It appears that she has a lot of sugar and she drinks a lot of soda since her favorite drink is soda. Okay, so now her DWMA information. Her partner is Haruka. Don't know who that is. She probably has a separate bio sheet for herself. The stars hasn't been listed. I would say a 1 or a 2 star would be realistic, depending on if you're going by the manga or the anime. If you're going like end of anime, maybe 2 star would be realistic. But if you're going with like middle to end of manga, maybe 2 star would be more realistic. But, you know, if you want to be safe, 1 star. Her soul type says Faunus. I'm not sure if this is a alternative universe thing, or because I'm pretty sure it's not canon. I recommend, if you want to lean towards canon, just make her soul type a monster soul, because that's, for example, what Blair is. She's in their world, a type of monster. It seems pretty like split into groups, like categorized as humans, reapers, witches, Hetians, monsters. So I suppose you can maybe include strong soul as a separate category, but that appears to maybe just be a human thing. So for soul type, I think Faunus is fine if it's an AU, but if you want to go strictly, like, stay as canon as possible, I would do monster soul. Occupation is a Meister. Abilities, soul perception, that makes sense. Attacking with wavelength. So I'm assuming that she means kind of like how Blackstar does it. She does look like a more close combat, physical looking character, so that, you know, that makes sense to me. All of her stats hasn't been completed yet, so I don't have anything really to say about that. Most of her backstory with family, siblings-wise, not filled in, that's fine. A lot of her friends, it seems like there's work going on in that area, so that's fine. We don't have to touch up on that. She's friends with Kid and Maka, and her rivals are Blackstar and Blair. I think that's fitting for, you know, how she's been described so far. Her backstory. Yeah, so none of her backstory has really been filled in at all. But that's fine. So I think overall, this is a very good start to a very interesting character. I'm really intrigued. I really, really love her design. I can't read the signature for who drew it. I'm going to assume the creator drew the picture, but it's really, really pretty art style. I think maybe they might need a little time to go over this. There's not that much to say because there's not that much there, but, you know, I'm mostly just super intrigued about the collar and the scar. It doesn't... I'm more, you know, invested in trying to figure out what her background is like. Why is she at the academy? It doesn't, like, from what I've seen so far, it says she's friends with canon characters, but it doesn't seem like most of the stuff, like, her story arc is revolved around her interactions with those canon characters. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I just think it's a really good character. It's like a good start. Since there's not that much here. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this character grows. Because, like, I've said this a million times, I'm like obsessed with her design. It's really cute. I want this character to go far, man. Well, I hope that my weird rambling has helped a little bit, at least. I recommend that people go check this character out. It's very interesting. I didn't really skip over anything. I've said basically everything that they've worked on. So I really hope that you come back to my channel. Hopefully I'll get the next video out on time. I try to post on Saturdays. I try to get polls out on the Slater Amino group every Wednesday. If I don't get it in by the exact time, it's usually going to be a day late. I've been really bad about it these last 2 videos, but I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. So yeah. Bye.